And let's talk about the next 2 minutes or so. The amazing classic American magician, brilliant card magician and card thrower, an amazing comedy and verbal magician, a brilliant patterist, a brilliant card thrower, brilliant card magician. Let's talk about the next 2 minutes or so. The amazing American magician, New York-born magician, Ricky Jay. The classic magician. Here we go. Let's talk about Ricky Jay, who died about 3 years ago. Here we go. Let's talk about Ricky Jay, the most amazing card magician of all time. One of them, seriously. Here he is. Talking about the next 2 minutes. The amazing American magician, Ricky Jay. Here we're gonna go. Ricky Jay was born in 1946 in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. Lived till 2018, about 3 years ago. Died at the age of 72 years old from natural causes. What a legend he was, seriously. Ricky Jay, amazing, isn't it? What a great magician was, seriously. One of the best American magicians of all time. One of the best card magicians of the 20th century, without doubt, seriously. Great American card magician, Ricky Jay. What a legend he was. Let's talk about a little bit more about Ricky Jay, seriously. Amazing guy he was, wasn't he? He went on to become one of America's great magicians, seriously. And I saw him about 40 years ago. I remember seeing him when I was about 10 years old. I remember seeing Ricky Jay when I was quite young actually. Well, Doug Henning show, seriously. And he's a really good magician, seriously, of course. And during the 1980s, came a quite famous kind of television persona, basically. And then they film back to the 90s and so on. Appeared in many movies, including Boogie Nights. He appeared in that. He appeared in Magnolia. He appeared in Tomorrow Never Dies, the James Bond film. He appeared in that as well, seriously. The thing about Ricky Jay that's really amazing about Ricky Jay, seriously, is that, of course, he was a really great sort of sleight of hand artist. Seriously, one of the best sleight of hand I've ever seen. His ability with cards was amazing. His cards and coins was amazing. He's really a card artist, particularly, okay? He's really into that kind of stuff. He kind of loved history and magic as well, particularly. I think he actually wrote stuff for the American Congress or something to do with history and magic, basic history of theatre kind of stuff. He wrote many books as well, so he's a very British guy, really. But of course, his main kind of stock of trade, really, Ricky Jay's stock of trade was really cards. He was a brilliant card magician, seriously. He's a brilliant card magician. His ability with cards is second to none. I think he's the best card magician I've seen in my life. I think along with probably people like Jerry Sadowitz, probably people like Di Vernon, people like that, who are amazing card artists. And of course, and Rennie Lewandowski, of course, from Argentina. So Ricky Jay, the American guy, his card abilities were really quite amazing, seriously. He was an amazing card artist without kind of second to none, basically. One of the best, probably 20th century. His ability to get the whole pack, shuffle it, strip out maybe with 4 aces and put the whole pack in order was amazing. In fact, one trick he does, which is a trick that I do actually, on my video, which is coming out this week, it's called Raising 13, it's called. Amazing trick where you raise for the ace to the king, basically, in spades, basically. They put the whole deck, using this like a hand, and the whole deck is put in order, ace to king, ace to king, ace to king. The whole deck's put in order from ace to king. Seriously, amazing trick, seriously. It's called Raising 13 or something, is what I call it anyway. I did it in my video, which is coming out, called Raising 13. So, of course, Ricky Jay kind of was a brilliant magician, really. He was an amazing artist, his amazing kind of card tricks, okay. He appeared also, he was quite clever, because the thing about Ricky Jay as well, particularly, he was actually quite good at being macabre. He was quite a funny guy, a very funny patter. Along with that funny patter, he always could be a bit weird and kind of macabre as well, a bit weird, you know. He appeared in a show back in 1990, it's called Secret Cabaret in the UK, Secret Cabaret, Channel 4 kind of show, a bit kind of weird kind of show, kind of dark, kind of gothic, kind of rather slight horror, kind of magic kind of show, you know what I mean? A bit of horror, gothic kind of magic, you know, those kind of shows. Appeared in that kind of doing a rather macabre kind of performance and that. So he could be funny, he could be kind of really funny, really good patterist, and also he'd be quite dark as well, so he's quite a clever kind of guy, seriously. Ricky Jay was really one of the most, probably the most adaptable kind of and clever, intellectual kind of magicians I've ever seen in my life, seriously. And of course, he was amazing. I think his breakthrough really came about in 1976 on television in USA when he appeared on Doug Henning show. Sit back, relax now. Let's show you a bit of his amazing card skill. I can't use the patter because his patter was really dynamic and brilliant. His patter was kind of witty and clever and funny. However, I can't really use it because of copyright purposes. However, okay, sit back, relax. Let's watch a little bit of Ricky Jay right now, okay, performing on the amazing Doug Henning show from 1976, okay, over 45 years ago. Here's him doing the amazing flying queens, classic flying queen trick done by many magicians, okay. I think it's a version called Grandpa's Aces by David Bowie. This is a very witty, clever, articulate and funny kind of version of Flying Aces or Flying Queens, as it's called, done by the classic American magician Ricky Jay. Check this out, it's amazing. pattern, fortunately. His pattern's really dynamic. The trick kind of works with the pattern as well as the kind of card stuff as well. His handmade cards is beautiful. Okay, the way the cards change is beautiful. Okay, he uses real cards. So yeah, that kind of stuff. He's an amazing musician, seriously. I love that kind of stuff. And that's kind of Ricky Jay performing on the Doug Henning show about 40 odd years ago or so. So it's amazing stuff, isn't it? Seeing that now, you know, obviously 45 years later. Okay, it's 2021 today, isn't it? So it's quite a lot later. Ricky Jay also was also very good and very good with cards. He also, as I say, threw cards around the place basically. Yeah, I think he held the Guinness Book of Records for the fastest and longest ever card throw ever. I think he threw a card longest distance ever, and also threw a card at almost 100 miles an hour, not 100 miles an hour basically. I think that's what the record was anyway. Look at the Guinness Book of Records anyway. Look at the Guinness Book of Records. Is that still going? Guinness Book of Records? It must be. It was big back in the day, wasn't it? Ricky Jay obviously threw a card harder and faster than anyone else had done before. He could throw cards at. He had his stage show. He threw cards at various objects. He threw cards at balls. Threw cards at kind of cuddly toys. Okay, a bit funny, isn't it? He used to throw cards into oranges and lemons as well. He had a big watermelon on stage, right? Big watermelon, and he'd throw a card at it and it would go in the flesh of the melon basically 3 or 4 times, and then also he'd penetrate the pachydermatis, it's called, the outside of the melon, the hard part. He'd penetrate with the card, so he'd go whack, and it would the card go right in the melon as well. Seriously, that's how fast these cards went in. Seriously, he called it cards as weapons. That's what he called it. Seriously, as a joke, kind of cards as weapons. So he threw this card at the melon, it went right away and poof, right into the melon's skin. Amazing stuff, seriously. And I'll show you a little bit of this. So here's him performing in the Paul Daniels show back in 1985, obviously about 35 years ago. This is him at the height of his powers. Was he in his 30s or 40s probably at this time? He's very funny indeed. He's doing his patter comedy routine. Here's Ricky Jay again performing on the Paul Daniels show nearly 40 years ago, performing an amazing version of throwing cards and as cards as weapons, okay, throwing cards into melons. Check this out, it's really amazing. This guy was spectacularly amazing with his cards. Check this out, it's amazing. As I say, he's a very impressive guy, isn't he, Ricky Jay? Ricky Jay, of course, I want to talk about Ricky Jay, of course, there's an awful lot of footage of it. Go on YouTube and look at the footage of him. This is just an introduction to you to tell you about Ricky Jay. You don't know anything about Ricky Jay at all. Along with Di Vernon, okay, he's one of the great card artists of the 20th century, basically, along with many, many people, seriously. And of course, I think there are many, many good magicians, aren't there? Paul Curry. There's many good card magicians, aren't there, of course. I think Hofstein's the 19th century magician, okay, was a big influence, okay, on Ricky Jay. I think Ricky Jay always said he wanted to be like Hofstein's I think the sort of turn of the century magician in Vienna, I think he was, or something. Hofstein's, he was a very famous magician and kind of pioneered a lot of magic. I think Ricky Jay can model himself a bit like Hofstein's, basically. That's what he was. Because a lot of magicians look back at magicians 150 years ago, like Robert Houdin, and those kind of magicians want to kind of emulate them a little bit, you know what I mean? Ricky Jay was very influenced by magicians of the past. Ricky Jay also wrote a book, I think, called Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women, it's called, okay? Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women, it's called, okay? Check it out. It's actually, so you can probably get it on the internet still. Very good book. It's about kind of weird kind of artists and weird circus artists, freaky kind of artists, people who used to lock themselves in ovens and survive from being locked in ovens. Don't lock yourself in ovens, no, guys. Don't do that kind of stuff. You know, it's not good, okay? He also did stuff like that. He also did stuff where he wrote about that kind of stuff. He also wrote about, I think, Max Malini, American magician who was a kind of immigrant to the USA about 100 years ago and became a great sleight-of-hand artist, Max Malini. Check him out as well. He writes all about Max Malini as well, okay. He also, what else does he do? He did a lot of stuff. He also was friends with David Mamet, the theatre film director David Mamet, and that's probably hence why Ricky Jay appeared in many movies. He was a famous villain, of course, in Tomorrow Never Dies, James Bond film back in 1997, okay, but appeared in that. Remember that? Tomorrow Never Dies, remember that? Old... Oh God, most 25 years ago, isn't it amazing? Remember that film? It was pretty good. Piers Brosnan, wasn't it? I mean, he was actually had a big part in that film, seriously. And he also appeared, of course, in Magnolia and Boogie Nights. Okay, remember Boogie Nights, that controversial kind of film? Paul Thomas Anderson was in that as well. In Prestige as well. Prestige, back to 12 years ago. Prestige, remember that one film with David Bowie in it? He was in that as well, seriously. He's in many films, seriously. Very interesting guy, seriously, in terms of his acting ability, that kind of stuff. And mixing magic and being a magician as well, long to be an actor, really good indeed, seriously. And David Mamet and him had quite a lot to do with each other, basically, that kind of stuff, seriously. He died about, oh God, he died about 2018, I think it was. He died about 2000, quite recently, wasn't he? About 2018. He's about 72 years old, quite young, wasn't he, when he died, actually. I know that I think he died of natural causes about 3 years ago, basically, so it's quite sad when he died. So born in Brooklyn, died in Los Angeles, California, okay. And his film, of course, includes a number of different films, actually. But basically, a number of films he appeared in. There's a lot of films. He appeared in lots of TV shows. Paul Dano's shows, Secret Cabaret in the UK, performed in many shows, including consulting many shows as well, consulting many TV shows as well. Performed at Brown University. Okay, my God, he performed. His university lectures are amazing, aren't they? There are an awful lot of movies appeared as well. Seriously, he's quite an amazing guy, isn't he? Really, this guy. Seriously, he also worked in Francis Ford Coppola's and Calum Deschanel's Escape Artists as well. Performed on the Douglas Trumbull's New Magic Project Plan 983 as well. Amazing stuff. Worked in Forrest Gump, making Forrest Gump's legs disappear as well. He worked in Magic for Angels and America Perestroika as well. He performed in other projects including Prestige, Illusionist, Sneakers, Leap of Faith, Wolf, so and so. So he's done many films. He also appeared and worked in Ocean's 13 as well. Remember Ocean's 13 as well with that film Brad Pitt several years ago. We've got very many stuff basically, wasn't it? Because he died, as I say, a few years ago. He died, of course, in 2018, not very long ago, about 3 years ago or so. So quite recently when he died, seriously. Because his death was quite a big thing when he died, seriously. Being quite a renowned magician, that kind of stuff, seriously. And what a magician he was, seriously, wasn't he? Ricky Jay. Hope you enjoyed that about Ricky Jay. He's a great guy, seriously, and a fascinating magician, okay. He had a long life, okay, performing, okay, on many television shows and his cards, that kind of stuff, and also his pattern as well, great. Do check out Ricky Jay's pattern. Go on YouTube and check out his pattern. His pattern is amazing. His pattern delivery is amazing, seriously. He's better than many people. His intellectual kind of pattern is so funny, seriously. And also read his book, Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women. Really good book as well, seriously. Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women. Check it out as well, seriously. He also has done a number of TV shows. There's also David Mamet, filmed him about 3 or 4 times back in the 90s performance shows. Ricky Jay and his 52 assistants, I think it's one of his shows. Ricky Jay and his 52 assistants is one of the shows, seriously. So go on YouTube, have a look on YouTube. There are many shows of his on YouTube of him performing, okay, on television, under David Mamet's kind of direction. Many shows he did back in New York, okay, including amazing card manipulation, okay, amazing card throwing, that kind of stuff, stuff fantasy kind of stuff, comedy stuff, very funny stuff. Cups and Balls, there's a very good version of Cups and Balls as well, seriously, the classic Cups and Balls version as well. Also, often linking history again, history of Egypt in history of magicians into the magic he's doing. So you've got history, you've got magic, you've got deliverance, you've got comedy, you've got macabre stuff as well. Yeah, a big gamut of stuff, seriously, Ricky Jay, really amazing guy, wasn't he, seriously. Shame he died a couple of years ago. He did live a good long life, so he didn't live Ricky Jay, the age of 72 years old. Pretty amazing stuff, really, seriously. What a great guy he was. Hope you enjoyed that video. Please check out Ricky Jay, as I say, on YouTube, okay, there's many videos of Ricky Jay. He's a real classic magician. Check him out in James Bond film, check him out in other films like Magnolia as well. He's a great magician, great actor as well, seriously. I love Ricky Jay, love Ricky Jay. I'm sorry you're not alive. I wish I could have met you, Ricky. I really wish you could have met you, Ricky, seriously. He was a hero of mine as a kid, watching him on the Paul Dano show, throwing cards. What an amazing guy, seriously. Have you enjoyed the membership? Please remember to get your COVID-19 down. Please also remember to subscribe. Please do as well. Please hit that as well. Please do, okay. Help me out with the channel. Please do, okay. Please remember to click the links below for 110 videos of magic, chat, illusion, please do, okay? With 120 videos or so of magic, please check them out, please do. Help my channel out, Magicalmike122. So look after yourselves for more days here. Please check out Ricky J on YouTube, please do help me out as well. Look after yourselves, the lovely weather here in England and the UK right now. I'm off to London now to do a bit of editing in the office for my videos. Good fun, isn't it? We hope it's very good indeed. So look after yourselves, okay? And see you again very soon. Once you subscribe, please do, for some more magic and chat and illusions. See you later on.